Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have a very quick video for you here. I apologize, it's going to be very crude and basic, or very simple and very short. For some of you, you love it. You're going to love it. It's very short. I wanted to get some information out to you, to a lot of you who are looking at this time or looking at the stuff I've been talking about. I really appreciate your support. I want to say ahead of time, the ones who have sent me support in different ways. I'm not gonna say your names or whatever, but I just can't even say enough thanks from different states like Indiana and Hawaii, even Hawaii. I mean, all over the place. I'm not gonna say everything. Anyway, I just want to say, you know who you are. Thank you so much. It's meant the world to my family and I right now. We've needed that. In fact, during this time frame, at some point, I knew this wasn't the full thing wasn't going to happen. Like the fourth and the fifth days, which were the 22nd and 23rd, and then I just wanted to go until the 7th and 8th, just to make sure the days, which are the 26th and 25th and 26th. I was pretty sure this wasn't happening, so I was pretty much in the position of saying, Lord, I'm pretty much ready to be done, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the mountains and take a trip and pray and be alone. And I'm gonna have my family with me, but as far as I'm gonna have some time alone with the Lord as well. But just get really, really quiet, a lot of solitude, no distractions, no looking at news or anything like that, and just get super clear. And he's anyway, and I was looking forward to being let go because I got some signs that it may be the case. And he pretty much said that I can stop if I want. Made it very clear to me, several confirmations from different sources, even some people, different things. It's been crazy. But that being said, a couple days ago, I got phenomenal revelation from the Lord. I could not believe it. He zapped me with it. I've had those times, and thank God I get those times to do these videos and things, to share things with you. But this one is what I've been looking for about 2 years. And it's the zap I got, basically, that I called it the download, was about a golden key that I think may unlock this whole thing. And it's all from the Lord. It's from the Bible. It's from this signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and things that he's shown me in the past. But I couldn't understand. It just didn't make sense. Didn't come together until now. And it even equates. So I'm going to get into some of that. And I'm going to talk right now I'm just going to talk about some of that. When I get back from this trip, a few days in the mountains and things, with my family and stuff, and isolation and everything like that, and prayer and everything else, then I'll come back and I'll do a video of the next week. So not this weekend, but the next week, I'll have a video out that's going to be phenomenal. You won't believe what I have. You will not believe it. And it's about the twin birth of the man-child into heaven. At the same time, Stinky B.O., the 44th Prez, is going to be born. It's really insane what the Lord's showing me right now and what he's been showing me. And I thought I'd have to wait until I got into the mountains and stuff. And I was even considering dropping this whole thing like a hot potato. And that's just not the case. I cannot at this point. What he's showing me is too big. It's too grand. It's basically a key that unlocks everything, and it's all biblical. It's all in the things he's shown me in different signs and things, blood moons and things. It all equates. It all answers everything. It's pretty amazing, and it basically confirms the stuff I've seen in iPad Go and stuff as well. So without even relying on that, I wouldn't even I could just throw that to the side. Everything else I've done as far as predictive programming, but those are valid tools. That's valid information that the enemy has to reveal. It's a spiritual law. So without getting into all that, so I wanted to cover some of the things that actually happened in this last timeline. Now, I've said before, this has always been a guess, and it will continue to be a guess. I'm not prophesying, even though I have prophetic tendencies and I've seen things and witnessed things, as far as visions and dreams and things. I don't know the time exactly. I can, I know that we're in the time frame or we're in the season or whatever and that kind of stuff, but I don't know the time. I've never, people have said false prophet, all this stuff. I've never said that this would be the time. Ever have I ever said that. And everybody who's ever said that to me, you got to answer before God. So that's unfortunate. And I forgive you for all the stuff you've said to me, all the people, for thousands of people that have said the worst stuff to me sometimes. And I just forgive all you. So, you know, good luck with that. Good luck with where you're going to be stuck in the tribulation. It's unfortunate, but you need to know Jesus. You need to know His saving grace, because a lot of these people are very scared, and so they lash out because they're scared. So it's unfortunate. But I'm just trying to warn of what's coming. So I've been given a lot of information about to be aware of the Three Gorges Dam, and it's a very, very important. I think it's going to blow at any time, but it's important. This is all planned. People might need to realize all these things are planned. Everything you see that's major in the world, even asteroids that are coming, all that, this is all planned. There's a certain amount that's, of course, planned by God, but for the most part, the elite know all this stuff, and they control a good amount of this stuff going into the tribulation. Now, when the tribulation happens, there's going to be a lot of natural disasters and stuff that the elite cannot control. They have no idea, but they're going to control it up to the point in which they lose control, I believe. So what happened basically from July 19th through, so that was the first day, and that was basically, this article is about China blows up dam as death toll from flooding rises. That wasn't this dam right here. That's the Three Gorges Dam, the largest dam in the world. Okay, and there's something like hundreds of millions of people downriver from this on the Yangtze River. Their lives are in the balance with this stupid dam that they cut corners with. And I've shown in the last two videos. You can check those out, of the ones I actually made. There's some videos I share from other sources, and there's some videos I actually make. Check out my last two about the Mason and everything like that, and all that. Check out those last two. You can see more about this. But basically, they've been, and this just recently, just to share real quick, they blew up this dam that started off the first day, and that was July 19th. I said that would be the first day, and I said some dam could possibly blow, and I said it could possibly, and then absolutely something, the Chinese government actually blew up a dam. But right here, you can see the Three Gorges Dam, and this is their third flooding of the region below them, downstream. That was on the 26th, going to the 27th. The first time they did it was back in June. They did it in like after midnight, and they didn't tell anybody downstream. And people lost their lives. These bastards, they lost their lives. All these people died. Several people died, more than they even close to them reporting. Their villages and stuff were washed down the river because they just decided to open these spillways, all of them like this, and caused this massive flooding that killed all these people and started this flooding of all these different villages and cities eventually. And then so downstream, way downstream, is like Wuhan, all that. And then that's what they said they were concerned about. They're either gonna flood now. It's called Changqing. Oh my gosh, it's called Changqing. Chungking, that's what it was. Chungking, which is upstream, and hold the water and flood Chungking, or let the water go and flood all the way down to Wuhan. So anyway, but this is all designed. This is the man-made water that's happening. These man-made rains that are happening like crazy because they have to kill a lot of people. It's really ridiculous. It's really sick. I've been chronicling this for a while. So it could go tomorrow / so 29th / 30th. Because of Tish B'Av, because we're talking about the destruction. Tish B'Av is about the history of the Jewish people of destruction. A really bad day. I'm going to say you should look it up, what that means, Tish B'Av. But basically, the first and second temple in Jerusalem were destroyed on exactly that day, the 9th of Av, or Tish B'Av. And so it's symbolic of the destruction of the temple of God as well, which is the third temple right now, before the actual building is built, is the temple in God's people. And so that's a destruction. So that's why I'm showing this as a very big possibility of not on the 29th through 30th. It's going to be the 31st through the 1st, because the 1st will be a new set of 13 days. But I'm just warning you right now, anybody who knows about this could go at any time. And if it goes, it's going to go on a planned day. It's going to go on the 11th day of the 13-day birth process, which again, it started on the 19th, and that was a dam that was destroyed. And I'll show you that here in a second. Well, there it is right there. This dam was blown up, blasted dam. And I actually have pictures. Oh, no, I didn't grab that picture. Anyway, there's a picture that I had. Oh, shoot, I've missed it putting in here. See, it's kind of just thrown together. I did this so fast. This thing was, there's a picture from a distance where there's just earth and stuff flying in the air. They use all kinds of explosives to blow this apart, and you really can't see where it is right now. You see how this kind of road comes up to this thing, and then the whole thing is all nothing but mud and everything now. But the whole thing was blown up. You can see this thing explode. I got some rare footage, a rare picture of this thing blown up. But that was on the 19th. That was the first day, and I said a dam would probably be rupture or something like that. And so, but they actually caused it. So that's what happened. It would happen. Something happened on the first. And again, these are shadows of what the final 13 days that's going to come. So I'm going to show you several things that happened in this 13-day period. The other one, go back. Let me show you this real quick first. This is the back. I found a really good picture of the back view of the Three Gorges Dam where the water, this is getting into the evening after sunset, and the water is getting really close to the top. Now, this dam can hold 175 meters deep of water, and then that's it. It will spill over the top, and it's about to go over the top where it is right now. And then they open the spillways, and they just did a couple of days ago or a day ago. They just did it's a couple of days ago, into a day ago, something like that. They just did a massive release, 50,000 whatever per second. And that was their third flood. So there's going to be a lot of people suffering down the river, just from that right now going into the next couple of days, because it takes time to go down this river. It's really sad. It's really sick. And there's a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of Christians. There's a lot of Christian Chinese out there. And so they were talking about the destruction of the temple, and that's part of this whole thing. And it's foretelling of even more that's coming. So. And that's been going on, the destruction of God's temple in human beings, in Christians, since after, Jesus was killed and everything. That's been going on for a long time. But they're crescendoing up to a point in which they're going to kill millions at a time. It's really sick. Okay? So this happened on the first day. Then the fourth and fifth day, which I said would be the 22nd and 23rd. So 2 plus 2 is 4. That's the fourth day. 2 plus 3 is the fifth day. Literally, exactly. I said that there'd be an asteroid or comet. I couldn't quite tell on the floor at iPad Go when the apple's rolling on the fourth, going into the fifth day. So fourth and fifth. I show it was a V, which is a V is 22 on the 22nd letter of the alphabet, and V is also 5 in Roman numerals. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So I pretty much figured that out with other examples besides that they're looking at 22 and 23. Now this is crazy as well. So this is some predictive programming here of this asteroid watch. And then we also have, which I didn't do yet, first letter code of 1 and 5, which is 5-1. And then also, this is huge, D is 4, last letter code is 4, and then H is 8. So backwards it's 84. It's birth of 84. Who's 84? 84 is Stinky B.O. because his birthday supposedly is on August 4th, 8-4. It's one of his numbers, okay? So right here, if you can see the 22nd, they're saying this asteroid on the 22nd that just flew by, right? So I basically saw that this was shown on the fourth and fifth day that there was an asteroid that showed flying, but that's not ultimately. This is a shadow of what's coming. So I believe there's going to be on the days I'm looking at, which I think God gave me an amazing golden key for. I'm saying this is incredible. Wait till I come back with all this. It's just I can't even get into it right now because it's just too much. It's too amazing, too incredible. So you got some major stuff that I'm going to be sharing. But this is 49 is 7 times 7, and he's 7-7. I mean, we have so much stuff in here. It's ridiculous. And I'm not going to get into all that right now. Yeah, okay, but these are the size of the asteroids here that happen. Something roughly the size of a house, 49 feet, and one. Again, this is probably all just a bunch of smoke. I mean, look at the distance of this guy. Look at it backwards. So it's 3,250,000 miles, right? 523 is 723 or 523. 5 is 7. Remember, the fifth month is the seventh month to the elites. I mean, the seventh month to us is the fifth month to the elites. So we still have the seventh month to the elites coming, and you can guess what that is. Hopefully you can. But I'm going to show you some phenomenal evidence of that from God, not even from predictive programming, from the Lord himself giving me this. It's just, wow. So this is the fourth and fifth day. And again, so I think there's going to be some kind of, on the real fourth and fifth day of the actual 13-day cycle that's coming, there's going to be some asteroid or comet or something hit the Earth somewhere. It's going to kill a lot of people. among maybe something else. So this is going to be crazy. Okay, and then on the seventh day, and I've said this many times, seventh day is Stinky BO, and I'm not getting into some of that stuff. It's something about Obama I'm going to get into right now. I'll talk about it later. And then also Hawaii, because he's Mr. 5'7", so really 5'7" is July. It's hard to, I don't want to get into all that right now. So he's Mr. 57. In fact, this actress just died, and she was John Travolta's wife, Kelly Preston, and she just died. And the day she died, I'll let you check it out, but she died at 57, and that's a ritual killing. And they're saying that she was battling secretly. Of course, she's secretly battling cancer, but of course she's secretly, because they're killing her ritualistically, and then they're just covering up and say, oh, she was secretly battling a illness for 2 years or whatever. And I didn't get a chance to put that slide up and get all the research on that. I can show you all kinds of stuff on that. Maybe I'll do it in the next video. I don't know. But on the seventh day, here it comes. Hurricane Douglas, and I'll get into more about that later. But right here, this is the day. This is the seventh day, and here comes the outer bands. In fact, this was with about 4 hours left on that seventh day, which was the 25th, July 25th, and I had 4 hours left because the time difference between me and Hawaii, where I'm at. I'm in Mountain Time, and Hawaii Standard Time was about 4 hours. So you still had 4 hours of this going this direction even more, and we already have the outer bands hitting Hawaii, going over Kilauea and all that stuff right here. Not that anything really happened, but the point is that they hit that mark. They hit when I've said about Obama and Hawaii. What the chance of the exact day I say it, his day, and it's about Hawaii, and eventually it's going to be lava. Okay, lava coming out on that particular day, on the seventh day. But here it is. Here's a massive hurricane that's basically touching Hawaii on that day. I mean, are you kidding me? So there's a lot of things that, in a sense, have been predicted here with this time frame. So it makes it valid. Okay, so what I'm talking about, it makes it very valid. And then here, this is crazy. This was a video that's put out. I want to put a link in the description box as soon as I can. This is someone in the Chinese government put it out. It was not clear who it was. It's in Chinese, and then some people grabbed it and put English over it and stuff like that. But this is a predictive programming video that I've seen about the tsunamis as well. I might even release another video at some point showing you the predictive programming from National Geographic and also from the USGS, a division of the USGS. I'm not sure what it was, but they show these computer animations of with these the mega tsunamis were to actually really happen, and they just predictive program. Anyone who's watched those, it's put in their brain and their face and just showing you what's going to happen ahead of time. Here's one example of that. This is the Three Gorges Dam all coming apart and exploding, and that was just one shot of it as you know the water's pushing it. And it's kind of weird the way they show it there, and then it basically floods down, and they follow an animation of what's estimated how much it would flood and how many of the towns and cities, how bad it would be. It was pretty bad. It would be horrible. It would be probably a few million people killed. Especially if it just happens with no notice and they have no time to evac people, which is probably their plan, because they have to. By the way, China's trying to get rid of a lot of people with the virus that happened, and we can tell by some different information. For example, one of the indicators of how many people that were killed by the so-called virus, CV, was about 21 million, because from before that and then after, there was 21 million less cell phone users. There's other data like that's out there I'm not going to get into, but that's one example that is data that you can actually look up and find. And now there's 21 million less cell phone users in those areas where the virus was spreading like crazy. And people were dropping dead everywhere. I saw hundreds of videos of stuff. It was crazy. And contrast to that to here, and there's really hardly anybody dying. There's just a bunch of cases and tests, and that's going up. But that doesn't mean anything. The death, you can look at the CDC numbers, it's really low, super low, and they're blowing it up and locking everybody down again. It's really crazy because of what's coming. So here, anyway, that's predictive programming video. Now, hopefully I'll have that link in the description box at some point soon. So, and I've mentioned this before. So in the last couple of videos, George Floyd is Gorge Flood. And I couldn't believe when the Lord really showed me that and said that to me. I was like, what? And then so the difference between, I'll say it again, difference between George Floyd and Gorge Flood is E, which is 5, the fifth letter of the alphabet, and Y, which is 25, and that's the day he was supposedly killed, 525. And so it was showing, predicting gorge flood. And guess what? It's already happened. So the Three Gorges Dam is in gorges, several gorges, three gorges, of course, and there's other gorges. So it's been a gorge flood, and that basically, when he was killed, this name, so called, which is really probably not on any of this stuff is even real. If that's even his real name, probably not. It looks like there's a lot of evidence that's not even him, and all this kind of stuff. And these guys were Masons that were the police officers, and all. It's all been contrived to get race riots and everything, and all this stuff to kick off everything. But when that happened, when he was supposedly killed on that day, his name, which really is pointing to Gorge Flood, which the flooding started in early June. So this was just like a week before the flooding, a little over a week before the flooding started. So it was showing you this is coming. The Gorge flood, Gorge is about to flood, and it's just phenomenal when you really see what's here. And I've talked about the first and last letter code on this and everything, all that. But that's happening, okay, and that's already happened, okay. And then it's also pointing to the Three Gorges Dam, which could happen. And then it's crazy how gorge flood is 279, which is scrambled 729. They do this quite a bit with gematria. They have all the same numbers, but they're just moved. Like you can just take the 7 and the 2 and just just reverse them, and you got 729. And I thought it was interesting when I searched 729 that ruptured came up, because dams rupture, and this would be a ruptured dam. So there's a chance that this could. I'm just saying, there's a chance. If I'm, there's a number of things that point to the possibility of this going off on 29/30th, depending on the time zone where everybody's at and everything. It's over a 2-day possibility, and that has to do with Tish B'Av, because it's about the destruction of the third temple, and the third temple is in humans, so it's in Christians all over the world, whether they're whatever nationality they are. That's God's temple, and so people that aren't necessarily obedient or following it completely or whatever, they could get killed. And so that possibly be a lot of people that are killed. So, and then if not that, I'm saying it's so much of what I've been looking at, it looks like they're planning for it to go. Now I could be wrong, but it looks like it. Okay, and if not, then it could be the 31st. Okay, if not the 29th, 30th, it could be the 31st, because that would be the 13th day. Or then I'm saying also it could be a new start of a new 13, because they're just doing these in a row now. 13, 13, 13, 13-day process. And it's really kicking up this last one, because it's have several events on these several different days, foreshadowing the actual one that's coming. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So the 13 days that begin after this month are, of course, August 1st through August 13th. So they may have the shadowing of all those similar days, or maybe every one of those days. So that would be the possible flood and possible dam explosion could be on the 1st of August. Again, I'm just guessing. I'm trying to find a way for these patterns to make sense and try to read these patterns that they're putting out, and the gematria and all this stuff. It's about reading what the enemy's doing, reading his playbook, and try to figure it out. It's like if you could actually, like let's say you were in World War II and you wanted to defeat the Nazis. If you could possibly get the Enigma machine and basically decode their coded messages back and forth to each other, you'd do it. I mean, you'd get it, you'd grab it, you'd steal it, you'd kill for it. If it's, we're talking about thousands of lives and everything, and that's what governments did. If you could get something to decipher what they're trying to say to stop them, or at minimum to warn the good guys so they don't have to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's what I'm trying to do here. People that don't understand that, go away. Seriously, go away. You're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. Be part of the solution, or go away. I mean, seriously. Get a clue, would you? I mean, really. So I'm here for people that want to know what's going on, and they could possibly be warned about what's going on. It just has to do with protecting people's lives, families, everything. I mean, if you can't get that, wow. I mean, really. Okay, anyway, moving on. So just give you a little bit of preview of what I'm talking about is coming. This is insane. I could not believe I got this. I got just amazing download from the Lord Jesus. It's phenomenal to me. I right now it's really messing with me in a lot of ways. But there's this alignment that happened with these planets and the sun, okay? And I found this in on the 11th, the November 9th of 2019. And this is called the Golden Gate Alignment. And I was looking at this, I was seeing a lot of clues about this, and it had to do with oh man, what the heck, the dog star, okay? I can't think of what it's called now. The dog star, yeah, the dog star. Oh, I know. I'll just think of Paul Begley. Are you serious? Are you serious? It's Sirius. So Sirius came up, and then these followed. And I'm gonna show that in this video. But the Sirius came up in the western sky over San Francisco, and then it went down, and then right behind it came this perfect alignment horizontally, right over parallel to the Golden Gate Bridge, pretty much just like this. But it was in the daytime, so you can't see it. They couldn't see it in the daytime because it was at 2:40 Pacific time, and it was the exact planets and the sun as it was in the Revelation 12 sign that was earlier. So I've been working on this diagram to show you, this timeline to show you how significant this is. This is insane. So the Revelation 12 sign, which is a perfect alignment of these exact planets, and the sun, basically completely see how there's exact planets in the sun, and I'm going to get into that. Even that Saturn was down here, it wasn't even included in anybody who was tracking this, and I found that Saturn is part of this whole alignment. So here's Saturn, there's a whole alignment with the sun, it's the same alignment, here it is again, and it's exactly 777 days apart. This is phenomenal. This is God in between here. This is his number. It's really amazing. Okay, so he lined this stuff up in the stars, in the sun, moon, and the stars. It's really crazy. And so I've been looking for what's the balance on either side to start from the conception and go to the birth. What's the conception? What's the birth? What's the conception to birth? Conception to birth. Because I knew that there was two births that it's talking about, because the Lord's been showing me about two births. One of the man-child into heaven, from demonstrated by the Revelation 12 sign, and it was a sign of what's to come. The body, the bride of Christ is going to, or the man-child is a masculine version, or the bride of Christ is a feminine version of what's going. The body of Christ meeting the faithful, not the non-faithful followers of Christ. They're not followers of Christ. The non-faithful, okay, the ones who know Christ or walk with him. They're taken up. The rest who are, not disobedient and doing their own will and everything, they'll be left here to go through a lot of a lot of stuff to wake up and a lot of things. It's crazy, and then they'll get a chance to leave later. But that is coming first. So okay, let me just say this. So I've been looking for what is the indicators in the Revelation 12 sign and this sign that I found that I've substantiated, and I'll show more of that to show what's coming. In fact, this is linked. Now the Lord showed me how this is completely linked, and this is phenomenal. You won't believe when I get into this, how this is completely linked, and what's on both sides. They completely match. They completely balance. It's amazing. It shows you the times that I'm talking about and what those times are. And we'll get into that. But the Golden Gate Alignment was on, again, November 9th of 2019, so exactly 777 days. And that it completely, this whole thing will link completely to the Lord's perfect sign. And I forget the guy's name, but he came up with this and shows how on the last tetrad blood moons, right in the exact middle, the exact midpoint of these dates is 1/5/2015. So January 5th, 2015, exact midpoint. So from this midpoint, the solar eclipses and lunar eclipses on this side, so in the past from here, completely match up with the ones going in the future from here. Look at the days, how they exactly match. Look at the eclipses. It's even more than that. A lot of people don't know that even the paths of all these eclipses match. Pretty much. It's crazy. Like the paths and the curve and everything. Oh man, it's really nuts. Hopefully I'll show that again. I've shown that in a previous video. But what's crazy, I'm going to get into how this represents birth. Two births. And I've shared that in previous videos. It's been a while. But how do these connect? And how do they show the timeline I'm talking about? The actual birth of the timeline I'm talking about. The actual first day through the 13th day. And what that is. You'll find out. It's really phenomenal, and I think it's the key to unlock everything. So I'm so excited. You should be excited if you look forward to my videos. This will blow you off your seat. I mean, it blew me off my seat. I was just floored, and I'm getting more stuff. And I thought it wouldn't be until I'm like I'm going into the mountains. I'm either going to be completely stop this, and the Lord's just going to let me have my way and just stop this, because it just taken over my life in a lot of ways, and it's been difficult. But I care about people, and I wanted to do what he's showing me to do for people, and I've been willing to let it go. But then he's like, "Here you go, bam!" And it's hard to explain. Anyway, so that's coming very soon. So I just want to share with you what's coming, um, and that was it I had right now. So it's kind of a lot quicker than most of my videos. So God bless you. God bless the people that have pray for me and my family. Keep praying for me and my family, please. YouTube is the worst, and there's all kinds of attacks in different ways. But Lord is gracious. Lord is amazing. He's mighty in our lives. Jesus is mighty. Jesus is wise. I'm just so thankful for him. And without him, I'd be nowhere. He gives me this amazing stuff. And just wait till you see what I have. Whoo, doggy. And how this relates to this. This right here, the Lord's perfect sign, is massive evidence. If anybody really looks at this, whether you believe in God or not, you will. It's impossible. This shows that God exists. It shows that his handiwork is amazing. And this is a message of the twin birth that's about to happen, even to the day. Wait till you see what that is. Whoa, man. Whoa. Whoa. This is you, man. I'm just geeking out about it right now. Anyway, so I wish the best for you, and it'll be about a week, about a week before I have maybe 5, 6, 7 days. I don't know, and I'll have a video out. So, it's going to be amazing, and I've got a lot of praying to do and being quiet to do, and maybe the Lord will add even more to it. So, but I have the connection from this to the other diagram I'm showing you right here, and how this plays out. Man, I want to say more, but I really can't, because I've got to lay it out so you really understand it. That's another thing, is like when I put something together and I do it like an hour and a half or whatever it is because I'm trying to not only make it detailed, slide by slide by slide, so most people, even the average person, can understand it, because it's a lot of numbers and it's usually a lot of different things, and it's a lot of things for a lot of people to understand. Some people, it's no problem. Other people, but I'm trying to make a case of a lot of different examples to prove what I'm saying. And that's the point of what I do, is that I'm not just going to say, "Thus saith the Lord," and boom, 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 and then good luck. And then I'm going to try to bring a case that makes sense and has evidence as much as I can possibly get or find, and the Lord leads me to, so you can have something to rest your faith on and stuff, than other than just hearsay or whatever. And it's the best I can get. I mean, I wish I could have more. And I wanted to do an interview with Jeremy, the 32nd degree, former 32nd degree Mason, but he's back at the property in the mountains, and he's going to be there for a while. He was told by people that are in the know to be up there and don't come back. And so he just emailed me and said, I've got to go up there. If I end up coming back, I'll email you. But he had no data or anything up there. It's completely off the grid. So anyway, just to let you know about that as well. That, I would like to get a little bit more information from him, or talk to him, at least have an interview with him to share with you about some of the things he's been hearing and things. But I think he's been told to stay up there because other things could kick off at any time or something. So, and he's definitely confirmed for me that stuff's coming in the next couple months or two. So it's anyway. So without further ado, I'm done here, and I just wish the best for all of you, and just be patient for this next thing. I know I don't want to give you a teaser. It's really not my thing, but I'd rather do that than not tell you anything. You're like, what's going on, and what's happened with the timeline, and whatever, all this stuff. So I feel that was the best thing to do. And so you can also pray for me, please, in the time that the next few days while I'll be in the mountains and stuff, and pray for me, please. I beg you. And again, thank you so much for those who have given. You know who you are. I'm blown away. I'm so blown away by the love, the letters, everything. I can't even say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you amazingly. God bless all people that watch my videos and share them and pray for me and everything. Just God bless everybody. We all need God's grace. God needs God's blessings. So especially with what's coming, the horrors that are already starting to happen, but that ain't nothing compared to what's coming. And that's why I'm here to warn. I'm here to warn about the craziness that's coming. So this is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.